I don't change anything. Some of my mantras, you use what you have to
Sorange Women Syrup eddagala erikakkanya obulumi mu nsonga z'abakyala oba ziyite cramps. Lisange mu pharmacies, drug shops oba supermarkets. Lino lyakakasibwa National Drug Authority.
Banafu abagobera program za Biva Organic, nze Dr. Senjobe nakuuka mu butonde kujjanjabisa mmere, middo na bibala. Biva Organic tuli wano Mengo opposite Masengere ku Biva Organic House. Ne Hoima opposite Equity Bank. Olwanja kati twogere ku clove oil benefits ne clove tea benefits, mafuta ya kalafu oba gwe tuyita pilau masala nga bwolaba ku screen yawo. Fe ku Biva Organic tukolamu ka clove oil kano ne tukolamu n'amajani ga clove tea. Abantu abalina ekizibu ky'okuba nti owunya akamwa kakuyamba akadagala kano kalinamu eugenol medicinal component. Kayamba nnyo ku bantu abalina toothache ng'olumizibwa amannyo, tonyeza awali erinnya erikuluma oba senyesa akadagala kano ng'omaze otteekako toothpaste. Olwa eugenol benefits ze kalina ne nakyo anti-inflammatory kajja kuyambako nnyo kendeeza belly fats ate n'okuspeeding up bile production mu abalina high cholesterol levels. Nze Dr. Senjobe.
Ne basenga wano.
Bajja kuddayo.
Ya. Katuwasiza mu Buganda tugobe ekisozo. Yeah, there is
All right. Hi. Okay. Hello, lovely people. How are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. I'm called Dorina Sasira. Happy to be with you again today. And when you see me, just know I've brought something new or someone new, new guest. Today, I have a gentleman that I've seen him. That is, according to me, I've seen him for about 3 years on social media, but I've never met him face to face. And then even I think early this year I saw you on Spark TV. Was it early this year?
I think Summer is on TV, so.
Yes, I want me to follow you. And then there's a video that trended last year on TikTok.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, doctor. Then I had to Google you a bit. And then I have also Googled you again here. Very prominent figure in Uganda, by the way. He's an entrepreneur, lecturer. I'm saying things here, right? Advocate for people with disabilities. And he's also the founder of Hope for People with Disabilities. Yeah. So how are you, doctor?
I'm well, thank you. Dorina, thank you for having me here.
Very delighted to have you on my channel.
I'm honored. I follow you up, by the way. You and Bina.
You told me.
I do.
I even laughed in a second. I'm what does doctor see?
I do.
What does he think? But then I loved your perspective when you said you keep telling people that sometimes this is the way to go.
Yes.
Like you can still communicate to someone and you don't have to be very vulgar. And someone has to get the message out of it.
No. I have always had issues with the content producers who believe that information to be disseminated must be funny, but in a funny way.
In a funny way.
No, you can have content that is clean but funny.
Yeah.
So
Very
for
true.
me, that's why for a few of you, there are those that I cannot actually
I
even
know.
label because
Okay.
remember the information you feed your mind
Oh, yes.
also
Matters.
impacts you.
does.
So we're always careful with who to follow.
Eh.
Yes.
So you're going to introduce yourself to the viewers. Who is Dr. NABOTH? Like very curious to kumanya. This what we nalaba. He says I just love mixing Luganda English, so
Yes.
we shall cater for both audiences.
Yes.
So what we nalaba. I think a snippet of what you can do.
Okay.
Apart from lecturing, nenda banga ozimba sabitegeera oba nalaba bubi nigamba bannange ndaba bubi. Okay, one challenging. So anyway, let's start with Dr. NABOTH.
Doreen, thank you very much for having me here, and it's really something good that I have been invited to have a conversation, and we dissect on some of the issues that affects our lives, and we share ideas.
True.
So yes, Dr. NABOTH Call is my name. I'm from a place called Mo. Do you know what that means?
Mo.
If they say I'm from Mo, that is Western
region.
Yes.
Inti.
It's
Mo
a
is
yeah.
Inti.
So I'm from Mo. So particularly I'm from Tungama district. That's where I was raised up to I think to secondary level, HSC. So when I went to Mbarara, did my HSC, then Makerere. I have to be brief because I don't want to make it short.
I know.
It can be long. So yes, I finished my HSC in Mbarara, then I joined Makerere University. Many years back.
So you've been in what government wasalawo yemwaba wayagede olugambo si wow there's something
ni muganda geregere nze ndi
what
muganda geregere Ssaabasajja Wangaale kiba kitegeeza nti watambula n'ojja n'osenga Obuganda
kati eri wabedi
sikomye okusenga n'afumba ettooke afumba ettooke
muganda
n'ansubuka
abafe
yes.
Hey, so kati wava Ntungamu.
Nava Ntungamu.
Lojeno.
Yeah, to settle in Kampala. That was 2000.
Oh.
When I was joining the university as a student.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right from 2000 to date. I've settled in Kampala.
So you met your wife. Interesting story.
Yes,
I want to know.
Yeah, you will.
Did you? How was it like? Because most people, I've seen some people say that, you know, when you have a bit of a disability, you're discriminated.
Oh, yes.
You know, even when it comes to the dating bit, they're like, you need to have money.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
To convince someone, anyway, or a status. So at school, did you find any challenges at school, for example?
Oh, yes. School, the biggest challenge was stigma.
Oh, yeah.
Stigma is still real with person with disabilities up to now.
Oh,
you see me, I'm Dr. NABOTH, but
Yes.
still somebody will make a statement and it will help, it will attract you back. Say, hey, but I'm Dr. NABOTH, but still people look at me
As
from
someone
that angle.
From that angle, yeah.
And it shocks me. But I realize that it's our mandate to keep advocating for our rights, to help them understand. At times they don't know.
Yeah, at times they don't know.
Yeah, for them they believe that a person with disabilities is this person who will always be low, who will always be behind the curtains. So when they find me driving a car and I jump out, it's a conversation. And I for one, I decided I don't have a driver.
Trust me, I need to get into that car today.
Yes,
and I
it's
see
packed out.
myself.
It's packed out.
When you
And it started way back
wow.
when I was a border rider. Then I became a special hired gentleman. I became a taxi driver, a bus conductor. Yes, I have done all that. People who are in Mbarara will tell you I was in the tax park, one of the best drivers in Mbarara tax park, driving wrong routes.
Wow.
Mbarara Kigali, Mbarara Kampala, Kampala Kigali. Those were my routes.
I'm in shock.
Yes.
So that means you were born like this?
No, I was not born this way. I suffered from polio at the age of 7.
Oh, never heard of that.
Polio. It's real. It's real. Immunize your children.
Yeah, immunization is very important.
Immunize your children. Polio is real. And the problem with it is that you will live with its effect till death.
Yeah, true.
And it has no medicine.
Oh, you just have to live a healthy life and go.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it has its associated effects. We call it post-polio syndrome.
Okay.
At certain age, you find that it weakens you even at an older age. So it is something that we have to be careful with. Immunize your children.
Immunize your children.
Yeah.
Okay, so after graduation at school, facing stigma, but
yes,
you still
stigma. I
persisted.
persisted. I remember at one moment I rejected going to school for 5 years because the stigma was so strong. That was at primary level, and now kids would surround me. There were many, and I was the only person with a disability at school, so it was not easy.
Yeah, true.
So I decided to go home.
So you said, I'm not going to go to school for 5 years.
And my father was a UPC strong man, you know, those UPC guys. He said, you have to. I said, I won't. Chiboko na yaka. Chiboko na yaka. Finally,
so after 5 years, so what woke you up?
What woke me up was rain.
Rain?
Yes.
What do you mean by rain?
Now,
the
those
weather?
5 years, the only option I decided to do was to be with cows. Because for them, they can't discriminate. They're always, you know how
You're
cows
the one,
behave.
I know.
So I could go to the farm.
Them.
Yeah. So I would spend all my time in the farm.
Okay.
Now, one evening, it rained heavily.
Wow.
I had constructed a small hut where I would go in for sunshine with my cows, and so it rained heavily and it took over the hut. So I had to walk from the farm to home. Reaching home, I found my godfather. That gentleman was called Sarongo Barije, but he died. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
So he asks them, he said, gentlemen, what is happening? NABOTH is not a school. Isomera karga mukare.
Because your dad said, let me leave you one day. I've done my part.
Struggle with it. Deal with it.
So that late was like,
yeah, I was like, are you for real? So when I entered like this, I was so muddy, I was so wet. So they start laughing at me. I decided to go to the bedroom.
Okay.
He follows me.
Wow.
And he's like, don't worry. These people who are laughing at you, you'll be the one taking care of them.
Right.
This is what he did. He started buying magazines with pictures. He would come home once in a month or twice. Then we sit under the mango tree in our compound. Then he shows me the pictures. He says, this woman, you can marry her.
Wow.
Irrespective of your disability. But that is if you go to school.
There was a but.
But do you see this car?
You can drive it.
You can buy it and drive it. But that is if you go to
school.
Then you could come with donuts. These small donuts with like a small hole.
Yeah, I know those ones.
Then with sweets with like a small stick. You say all these, they will be nothing to you if you are educated. So as time, he did it almost 6 months.
Stuck in your mind.
So he started, aligning me. One evening I tells them, I say, you know what? I feel like going to school. My dad was like, what? I said, but I said also, there is a condition. That school you are taking me in must be having more than 3 people with disability. I
don't want to be the only one.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's when he realized actually my problem there. He said, why didn't you tell me?
That's the issue.
It took him something like a month. He got a school in Mbarara.
Bambi.
The school is called Invalid Salvation Stream. It's 8 miles on Kabare Road.
Okay.
That is where my journey of education starts.
That's it. And then you stayed
there. P5, I go back to the village.
Remember you had...
To the village, there was a school I had started where they were laughing at me.
So you said, let me go back. After getting some
No, my
confidence.
father started realizing I needed to be guided. I don't want to boast, but I was extremely brilliant. That I could do things that could
Of
shock
course you
people.
were. You
So,
were still
so they
brilliant.
could say, no, he needs to be near us to guide him. I would speak things that would shock them. I would, you know, reason people out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I need to be with him. So I went back to the village where I completed P7.
Oh, okay.
P7, then senior 1, I went to school, Mute High School. Unfortunately, in my first term, there was a strike.
Ooh.
And I was formed to be a ringleader.
No way.
Yes.
You were stubborn as well. Oh my God.
I was expelled.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. I can imagine you leading of like.
Expelled. It is true. I was expelled. Then I had to go to another school called Kagamba. But also I had to go through punishment for 3 years. Yes. My father bought a bicycle. Said, I want you home. So you've been a day school. You have to ride a bicycle from home to school, every day.
Every day.
Because I want to monitor you.
No boarding section.
That was the journey.
Now.
If you go to my YouTube, you'll discover a video when I'm riding a bicycle.
The bicycle. Wow.
And that bicycle started first my senior 2, then senior 3. He added another activity. To make sure that I take milk to the dairy, then from the dairy I go to school, then from school I pick the can from the dairy, then I must be home before 6:30. That is how tough that
you
man
meanwhile
was.
In a tough way though.
That, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I
That was
could
very
fall.
tough. Just imagine.
I could fall. It could cut me. But you say, now you're learning.
You're being a man.
You're a man now.
Yay.
Yeah, it helped me. My 4 years completed. Then it's when I now come to Mbarara where I did my 2 years.
Your 2 years?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Then after 2 years you came to Kampala.
To Makerere, came to Kampala.
Studied.
Yes. Yeah.
You graduated.
Graduated my first degree. It was hard because I could not get jobs. I went
After
back.
graduating?
Yes, it was hard. It is very actually hard to get a job once
Even
you have
these days.
disabilities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
People think
But
you're
remember,
unable.
in my vacation, during our time, vacation was for 1 year.
Okay.
I don't know whether you remember. When I was in my A level, at one term I paid late. So they sent me out of school to get fees. So I borrowed a bicycle from a colleague to go to town to take a letter. There were no phones, remember?
Yeah.
Take a letter to take it to my father because there was a taxi going to my village. Take a letter to my father. Now, as I'm riding the bicycle from school to the tax park, I bypass one of the richest guys in Mbarara.
Okay.
It's called Fenehas Barije.
Fenehas Barije.
He's one of the business guys in
I think
Mbarara.
I've heard of that name, Barije.
Barije Fenehas.
I've heard of it.
Now, I bypassed him. When I bypassed him, he was shocked the way I was riding
the bicycle.
I'm a student. I'm in uniform. He followed me to the tax park. Yes. So I'm out of the bicycle, I'm parking it, putting the stud. He comes and grabs it. He said, how did you learn how to ride the bicycle?
To ride the bicycle.
You are in uniform, what are you doing in town? He said, you know what, they have sent me. I have brought a letter to send it to my father to get me the balance of the fees. And he was like, how much? He said, it's 90,000. Pulled his wallet.
Give you the 90,000. Oh.
Go back to school. I want you to be my friend because of the way.
I saw you. The determination, I think it's so...
You are such a brilliant boy.
Yeah.
I want you to be my friend. We became friends. So when HAC completed, he said, what you can do, I don't have a job. You'll come to my office, they buy for you newspapers, they buy for you lunch, they give you 2,000 at the end of the day. You go home.
You go home.
I did it for something like a month or two. He was the tenderer of the tax park. They would bring all the money into that office. There was somebody who was balancing all
the money, blah, blah, blah. The people who, yeah.
He misused it.
Oh.
In 2-3 months. So he asked me now. He fired the other one and asked me, "You've seen what he's been doing. Can you do it?" I said, "Yes, I've been seeing what he does." So he gave me a job. Promoted me to 5,000 per day. It was
From 2,000 to 5,000.
It was too much.
Of course, those
2,000.
days.
It was too much. So
Yeah.
that is how my journey of the tax pack begins.
Begins.
Now, along the way, there was another person in the tax pack that misused the money also. He said now he got a lady to the office, he sent me to the tax pack to supervise.
To supervise.
That is how now I become the life of the tax.
Oh, the taxi, yeah, because I was going to ask you about
You get,
that. Like
you get taxes, they're not paid receipts, you take them to the parking yard, you remain with the keys. Now at night I would get the keys, get drivers to teach me. That is how I learned how to.
Oh, so
now,
they teach you at night.
after my degree, remember me the tax pack, do every break of the semester, I would go back to him. He would say,
Bambi was so nice.
he was good.
He loved
Now,
you.
by the time I've completed my first degree, his tender had expired. But he had taxes. Kamunye. Very many of them. So he said, now, this is yours. I need 50,000 per day.
Wow.
I don't know how you'll get it, but that is the car for you.
50,000.
You know the life of the tax pack, you know what to do. I need my 50,000 in the evening, the car is there. I got a driver, became the conductor. Yeah. I
You
started.
even became a conductor.
I started. Now, as time went on, because I knew how to drive, I discovered the driver was taking more money. I switched.
So you elevated.
I
Oh,
switched
yes.
from the conductor
Conductor
to
to
the
become a
driver.
driver.
Then I got the conductor. That is how I joined the tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some time, how long did
Oh
you?
yeah, from 2000 up 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you came to Kampala.
After, I discovered I had dreams. I had projections.
Yeah.
And among them was to be a doctor before 31.
Wow.
So I discovered time was running.
I was running.
So
And that's what you wanted.
Yeah, so I decided to come to Kampala
Okay. If
and
that's
start.
so.
Then I got a smaller job. I know I first trained in IT. I did a diploma in Makerere under Women and Gender Studies. There was a program called Cisco.
Cisco.
So I did a diploma. After that, they incorporated me into their system as the lab assistant. After lab assistant is when I accumulated some little money because I started now teaching in secondary schools. I got some money.
How brilliant you were, you see.
I did masters. After masters, it's when now the doors started opening.
Okay.
They retained me at the university. Wow. I started lecturing. I got a job with the Honorable Consul of Brazil in Uganda. Started working with him. So I became
So doors
busy.
started opening. You know, I really want to thank the late. I'm so glad the late spoke to you, and I'm glad you listened.
Yeah. He was tough also.
Yeah.
He didn't do it in a liberal way.
No.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
And also, I thank your dad for pushing you harder.
Uh,
Yeah. Think about it and you're like, hey, I'm suffering, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
At
become
at that moment, you couldn't look at it from that
No,
angle.
you couldn't.
It was suffering. There were punishments, but he was building
he was building the money
the
because he
resilience.
knew.
The resilience.
He knew you had
The
potential.
truth is, if he wasn't hard, I
You
would
wouldn't
be
be here.
spoiled.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
wouldn't be here.
because I was a bit stubborn.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
Yes,
we
yes.
would have missed you even here. So about the love life now.
Love life.
So how did you
My
get
first
into
date
the first
after
date?
masters.
I'm
It's
wondering
when I
how you
was
got that
like,
confidence.
no, I had some money.
I love that doctor. You had money.
You know how you
I
guys
know.
like money. That
The
is
money.
2007. I had gotten my masters. I was working. Then I got a job in Nairobi, United Nations. So money was not a problem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Landed with this hot chick. She was like, yes. We dated for 5 years.
She didn't give you a hard time.
No, I had money.
One that's the thing. You had money. You had money.
I had money. I had cars. I had. So I mean, you know how what you guys like.
Not all of
like
us, but
now,
I know.
If I say on your account, I'm putting 500,000 per month.
Per month.
Then you have your car. Then you have fuel on
life.
the petrol station. So
you can't say no.
Yes.
You don't even have to say a lot of words. So it's
what I used, but it was a wrong approach because it's like I was buying love, and it didn't last.
It didn't last.
We ran that relationship for 4 years.
4 years.
Then we were towards introduction, and then her mother was like, "Now you are going to marry this guy. When you're in the pulpit and they say kiss the bride, what are you going to do?" She chucked me.
Because of that statement.
That statement.
Oh Lord!
From her mother.
Can't you just sit down and kiss
the
bride on the floor?
I was hurt, Doreen. Oh my gosh.
That is very heartbreaking.
It was too much.
But I'm glad do you know that people who even fall into depression because of that?
I can tell you the story. It was too much.
No, I understand.
It was too much.
I understand.
I almost lost a lot because of that. Because now it's
remember your time, the investment.
Time, a lot of things I may not say here.
Yeah, and then you think about yourself as well. And you're like, maybe it's because
but
I'm like
what
this.
hurt me a lot was how to go back to the people I had introduced her to. That is why the biggest problem is.
Because I've also been there, like everyone knows you are an item.
Exactly.
You're always together, literally.
Every time they are going to meet you, they'll ask, where is?
I've never been there. I know those things. Where's NABOTH? Where's Dr. So you have to explain, today.
That's why Dr. Myers Monroe says that divorce or separation is better than death. Is worse.
Divorce or separation is worse than death.
Is worse than death.
Yeah, there's shame, there's humiliation.
And it's continuous.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know why? You will be in the shopping mall and meet her.
Somehow now these days, the social media, you're just minding your business and then you see a picture.
And they say, and they say, poof, a picture pops up and you're like, memories. Pew. Reminders.
That was so hurting. Just imagine when you're about to walk down the aisle.
Yeah, so I hated girls. I said I was not going to date any girl.
For how long?
It lasted for 4 or 5 years when I was not dating.
Me, that's the time I hated men for like 4 years actually.
Yeah, so
I hated men.
But finally, instinct starts, popping up.
Yeah.
Then I got another one. Also, it didn't work out. But finally,
you found someone.
Finally, I think 5-6 years back.
Someone said yes.
I landed on somebody. There was no effort.
Can you imagine?
And that is when I get to know the power of God. Ebintu bya Katonda tebimenya. Katonda ng'akirimu tomenyeka.
That's the word.
That's why I normally encourage people. In everything you do, kitekemu Katonda. Ndi musajja mulokole. Everything I do is God. Chicho.
You don't even have to spend.
I do what I can, I leave the rest to God. How I met this lady, among the things I do, I have a transport company that has cars. So I got a business of transporting delegates in Uganda. They had come from West Africa.
Yeah.
So I ran out of drivers. So I drove one of the Prados.
You said let me drive.
Kambavuge. There were 5 cars. So emu nenjivuga. Kati one of my drivers called Huntington. My wife is a cousin. Amukubira. Because one of the evenings this delegation batugamba atukoye hotel mututwale ko out tulabe. So I drove them on Entebbe Road.
Yeah.
We were seated somewhere. Then kati bano ne bakola ki oli nakubira kazimwe nakanda I want to see you munange nakama no I have a delegation but we are seated here, if you don't mind come and see me here. We were seated like here. When she entered and I looked at her, I told her, who are those people? She said, no, she's my cousin. I said, I'm going to marry this girl.
So what they say is true, like men know when they go to marry someone. Most of them, they know.
Exactly. I said, I'm going to marry that girl.
Wow.
That was my statement. We're now blessed with children now.
Can you imagine?
That was the first time I met her.
And you said, I'm going to marry
to marry that girl.
Your cousin.
Yeah.
Hey. And you said, God take that.
I said, this time around, Saga will take a mamanyi girl. And the next step I took was to get her phone number. And I called her for a cup of tea. But this guy had briefed her. Said, Omusajja yali interested. Akola kino, akola ne kino, akola kino, alibwati. Musajja alibwati ne bwati. Kati bwe namukubira yali akimanyi. So I took her out. And the first time I met her, I told her, I am not interested in just a relationship, but marriage. I want you to be my wife.
That first day.
Actually, no, I shocked her. I said, I don't want you to be my wife. I want you to be my partner.
Wow.
So she was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, that is so
Partner.
fast.
So I had to give her
a breakdown of what you're saying, what you mean, like, my lifetime partner.
Yes, I want a person to live with, work with for a common goal, which is family.
Wow.
Teyakkiriza first time yagaana. Nasatandika kundojinga, nandojinga. Nenemerako. First month. Nemufuna. Nemvuga. Waliwo wamu we yali atera nnyo kubeera ne mpakinga ku mulyango. Yali afuluma nemuyita.
N'omugamba. Yeah.
We talked briefly. Kati ate essimu n'agikyusa.
Yes.
N'akyusa essimu. Kati awo nenzija nenfuna trip. Ngenda Finland. Bwe nali nkomawo nengola bugifts bwange. Nenzija nabo bwe natuuka ku kisaawe. Naye nga mukwano gwe yali ampadde namba gy'alina nemukubira nga ndi mukkubo. Nga ntoluwa. Ndi wano. Tende nti okay, nva ku kisaawe nzira waka. Nkooye saagala kutuula nnyo naye nsanga on the roadside. Nemusanga on a certain petrol station.
No more gifts.
Nemugamba, how are you? You okay? Yes, okay. This is for you. I didn't say anything.
No genda.
Nempeta. Kati nentandika kumukuba bwenti. Nga kyenkola nempeta. Nempeta. Finally, we are wedded.
I know, right? I'm seeing the ring.
Yes, yes.
6 years now, 5 years? I don't know. 6 years.
We're into 7 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many kids now?
I have 3 girls and 1 boy.
4.
Yes.
Man, God is amazing. So how is marriage so far?
Marriage is good. Marriage is very good. It's something good. Let me tell you. It is
something good. So that means
this is where the problem is.
The bad stories.
I have been blessed to grow up in a family that values marriage.
Oh,
I lost my father 8 years back. But he'd been married to my mother for 67 years. My mom is 103.
Man, I need that blessing. That means you're going to live longer.
My father died at 93. My mom is now 103 years.
What?
I came from seeing her last week. Of course, she's weakish.
Yeah, now I understand. She's a bit frail, but still.
Now.
God is amazing.
I grew up seeing what they are doing. When I came back to Kampala, here, I'm in a family, the Bakade family. They value marriage. So they always point on things that can affect your marriage. I read a lot. There is a book I read. It's called The Prince.
The Prince.
By Machiavelli. He said that if you want peace, you prepare for war.
Right?
Then my father told me that the biggest problem in marriage is that men wants to win all the time.
That's the biggest, because of the ego.
He said, let her win, even if it doesn't make sense to you.
Let your wife win.
Let her win.
And that way there is peace at home.
You will have peace till death.
Someone told me that a woman is always right. Even though you know deep in your heart.
It's okay. It's okay. If you slap me and nobody's seeing me,
it's okay.
I will just walk away.
It won't take away my manhood. You're right. But now men, because of the ego, you slap me like kunkubutia.
Yeah. Yeah. Then another aspect in marriage that they told me about.
Yeah.
That if you are having a conversation, make sure you are not standing. Sharp conversation.
If
Because
you're having, there are those intense conversations,
yes,
yeah?
because once you are standing, your body is ready to act. That's why people fight. Sit the way we are.
And then have that conversation.
And my father told me that once she's annoyed of you and you are talking to her, and she's looking, keep on looking at her face and hold your hand.
Even when she's pissed, look at her, hold your hand,
hold your
let her
hands.
say whatever she has to say.
Let us, however it pains you, keep on listening to what she's telling you. Because if you do like this again, chances are high your hand will act.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Say, hold your hands, look at her face, let her talk. Once she's done, even if she's the one in wrong, say, I'm sorry.
Now that's a hard one. You know, most men can't say sorry.
And let me tell you, once you do it that way, and time goes on and she realizes she was the one in the wrong, she will be the one to apologize again.
The guilt will actually
and
kill
she
her.
will set a precedent that she will never do it again. You would have set a precedent that even when she makes no sense, you can accommodate it.
Accommodate it. That's how you keep a marriage. Oh yeah, you're right actually.
Because you see, this is where the mistake is.
People
think that some of us, we know that it's still death.
Do us part, yeah.
Now, if you promote hostility at home, will you maintain it? Can you maintain hostility at home till death? Why can't I opt for peace?
Yeah, that's a good one.
You get it? So those are some of the issues. Marriage is something good, provided you understand the dynamics
of marriage. Very true.
After all, I'm the husband.
You're the head.
Yeah, I'm the head, I'm the provider of my children, you inclusive. So even if you do something silly, I will accommodate it. I will say, but time will come when you realize it's wrong. So then you will come back to me and apologize.
Actually, most mistakes, now I understand
then
where
the
most
third
mistakes
part,
come from.
She told me, my mother now, told me, never intend to change the character of your wife.
Let her be.
Learn to live with it.
Learn to accommodate her characters and be like, okay, this is her.
In that, if you love her, you accommodate her character, she will love you back. She doesn't want to hurt you. She will change by herself.
Very true.
But if you force her into it, she will pretend. But at a certain moment, she will go back into her mode.
That's why we start saying that you changed a lot. Kumbe, you didn't learn.
You did not learn from the beginning.
I get the point.
You forced her to change to suit your interests. Here we are together. She, the human being, cannot change.
Oh yeah.
You can change the behavior, but you can't change the character.
Oh, very true, very true.
Because the character is innate. Innate. It's inborn. It's within us.
Okay.
The behavior, that's why scholars like us, I'm a scholar. I've done publications. I've been teaching in my career for 15 years. We come up with approaches called behavioral change approach.
Okay.
Those are methods that helps people to change. Behavioral change approach, but you can't have character change.
No, you can't have character change.
So those are marriage is
dynamics.
Good.
It's
marriage
very good. Just have to learn the dynamics. So even those men who claim there's no peace at home, they are the reason as why there's no peace actually.
Yeah, because it's mismanagement of situations at home. I mean, if I come home, if I come home and you do something silly, and I see it's silly, by the virtue of your age, I need not to tell you that it's silly.
You can
I will talk about. I may not talk about it there and then.
Okay.
I'll wait for the time when we
having a light moment.
Do you remember the other time we did something stupid, but
I just
so it was bogus, but it's. I mean.
So that he can reflect on it later.
You mean it hurt? I said, yeah, I was hurt. I said, oh, honey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If it would be the different case had you raised it at that moment.
Oh, that's a good point.
It would be different.
I love that
Scenario.
I think it's the dynamics, you're right, and we keep hearing the bad stories about marriage, and
I
then we
hear,
keep thinking
I hear
marriage
people
is
say
bad run through.
we are separating because of irreconcilable
differences.
No, it's mismanagement of situations.
Because there's someone who asked, what are those irreconcilable differences that you cannot solve?
No one can tell you the truth.
And that's the thing. They don't tell you because they keep asking. So just note down the things you're talking about.
Can't.
They never note them down. Because even they told me even in divorce
mismanagement of situations.
Even
and
in
you allow them to pile. Once they pile, you find you in a situation whereby you cannot reverse.
You feel like
solve every situation as it comes.
Yeah,
don't let it.
True. Don't let it expand. You rather talk about it. Talk is alusirika. You know, you're mad about something.
We are human beings. But
yeah.
you manage this. Some of my things now, my wife knows me.
Yeah.
Once she's talking to me and I keep quiet and don't respond,
she knows you're triggered.
She knows I am pressed on the wall. So she'll reduce her voice. Because you see, what brings the quarrel is this situation.
Yeah.
Doreen will look at Dr. Nabath and say, you man, you're stupid. They say, if I'm stupid, I married you. Now, you see, now what I'll respond will give you another response.
Oh, yeah.
So back and forth responses determines the action.
Yeah, true.
You end up fighting. So you let that to...
Then you keep quiet. So and then doctor, about the finances in marriage, because that one has also become another issue.
It's not always easy.
It's not.
But you agree. You agree.
Because most men, there are people who say,
one of my biggest challenges that I'm still having, I am a bad finance manager.
Okay.
I can spend all the money on me.
Wow.
To zero. How? Doreen, nkoche you. Mba mvuga sinkano wa traffic
no yo chayo
ogenda
ngaziweddewo ngavudde wakane mitwalo ngaabiri nogawazilazeewa
there is a name she calls me, say don't, we need money, say oh ziweddeko. Yeah, that name we came up with that name during COVID. I ran out of money on my phone and we were to buy yaka. So I said, do you have someone on your phone? She said, yes, I have. I said, okay, now help me buy yaka, then I refund. Say, now I'm the Don. So that is how.
That's how the name came back.
So I call her Don, she calls me Don.
Yeah. So would you buy this idea of like, what do you think? Men should at least tell their women how much they're earning since they're better managers.
It is good. Avoid trouble. Avoid trouble. If you don't mind, please share.
Yeah.
But again, you need to study the patterns of financial management with your wife, because some are not good.
Yeah.
They may end up spending money on things that are not productive. So you first study your wife. No, is she the kind, like my wife is good at finances?
That is nice.
She the woman who can start with 100,000 and do something.
And it multiplies, yeah?
Yes. She's in business. She's a cosmetologist. So she's a businesswoman.
She knows.
Of which I'm not.
For you, a don.
So now, if you study your wife and discover that she's good at that, please share with her.
Okay.
The problem with that also is that at times you find that, Africa, we have extended families.
Yeah, we do.
At times you find that there is something you want to do of which she may not be comfortable with. Yet you have to do it.
Yet you have to do it.
Let me give you a case in a point. Some of us were raised by people, other people, not only your parents.
Yeah.
At a certain level, a certain person was instrumental in your life.
In your life, yeah, true.
And you have to pay back.
Oh, yes.
For example, in Western region, you know what we do. You go and pick either one of his son or his child, you take him to school as a payback.
Yeah.
Now, some women are not always comfortable. Oyonona sente kuba oluganda lwo nga tamanyi nti woovudde ate naawe waliwo yayonona sente kuba oluganda lwe. nga you have to pay back. Kati osanga dynamics ngezo, it's delicate now.
Even those days no gama mwana kamujje mu kyalo muleta ajabire ngeno.
Ajja kuuza ku lwaki. Nange kandeeta owange. Kati nosanga nga there is conflict.
I think I'm getting your point
so
now.
You need to sit and agree on what to do. You can help them in their homes.
Oh, if your wife is uncomfortable with it, help them. But she has to know that you're helping.
Yes. You let her know, I have this number of children. So if you see money going, you know, I have these responsibilities.
Beautiful.
It's good to share.
It's good to share.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, about the foundation. Why did you come up with it? Like, when did you come up with it? Because now you're into politics. Meanwhile,
yes. I actually do quite a lot of things.
You do a lot of. I'm telling you, Doctor has done many things.
Yes, I'm a lecturer.
Entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in charity. I'm in media. I'm in consultancy. So all these. Now, I'm in construction. You've seen me.
I saw it on social media. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, so I own a company that does construction. So now I have a charity. I have an NGO actually for children with disability. Now what I do orientation into formal education.
Okay.
I do rehabilitation.
Okay.
I do counseling. Then I also do rehabilitation for the parents. It's called Special Children, Special People. Special children are the children under my care. Special people are their parents.
They are the parents.
Now, because of what I went through, I don't want these children to go through
what you went through. Because there are parents also who instill stigma.
Yes.
Those parents.
So
their kids
because mu Africa bagamba ozaala omulema ekyo kikolimo. But some of us became a blessing to the families. So, and many others, of course. So that is what I do now. So I came up with it. Now I orient them into formal education so that they don't feel the stigma. Remember, no, you are going to meet these people, they will react like this, you respond like this, so I prepare you. Now, the parents, because I don't live with these children forever, I prepare them to take care of them.
Okay.
Doreen, unfortunately, quite a big number, if not 70% of families with a child with a disability are single parents.
True.
They're single mothers. These Adam's sons run away from them.
Those are the weird things I hear.
Quite a number. But we have strong parents that stands. We have them that are still standing.
Those parents, they are still standing. They
those
fight.
fathers, they fight on.
Fight till the end.
They fight on to the end. And they are there.
Okay.
So that was the source of the foundation. Then consultancy, I have many areas. Particularly the one that I am focusing on is a human resource development firm called Tandem. That
does many things. I don't even know how your day is like.
I am doing the retooling of human resource for better performance.
Better performance.
Then in that also I have a component of counseling. I am into very many schools that invite me for counseling.
My dear.
And I've been fighting drugs of recent.
I even wanted to ask you how you missed out on that bit, because when there's stigma, people get into the drug situation.
Drugs are too much in schools
alcohol,
because the environment is made in a way that it's easy for them.
Yeah.
Then secondly, this provision of information is another problem.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you some of the things they do. Shocking. He will get a bread, omugati.
Normal bread, or
aguje mu kaveera, ateekeko akatuli bw'ati, afune ecupa ya walagi, agiwemu yonna, aguteeke mu mugaati munda.
Naye nga mulimu ecupa munda. Ecupa ya walagi eri wakati w'omugaati.
Ajja kuyuwa. Ajja kuguyuwa. Agisaanukule.
Ayiwe mu ateekemu ekituli.
Agiwe mu ggoni. It will absorb.
It absorbs.
Now, after that, it becomes boggy. But you will put it in a microwave to be hard again. Or sunshine.
I didn't know about that.
A slice of that bread is 20,000 in schools. kubanga tokamalaako ne kasalaisi ako kaba kakukubye dda. Olaba abaana bwe balowooza waliwo ne drug endala bakateeka wansi bakayita kuba kazibu nnyo abaana bwe bakozesa bubakubye nnyo abaana. But all that, Doreen, the problem is you and me, parents.
So it goes back home.
Yes.
Because what? We don't sensitize them, we don't check, we don't...
We've created a gap whereby they have no one to talk to.
And do you know what parents
Olina
say?
sente, olina motoka, olina sukali, olina maid, olina TV. Kati you delegated your responsibilities into those.
Yeah, into yours. Maid
omwana agenda ku ssomero driver,
maid
alabirira, akomawo TV alaba all the programs, alina essimu. Unrestricted.
Do you know what they always say? They say that the economy is too tight, so we are working. We are busy with life. We are working. So if I don't work, there's no I'm gonna sustain that, sustain your lifestyle. And I'm like, no. That's
Let me make
excuse.
this
In my
statement.
mind.
It's not what you have left with your children that matters. It's what you have left in
your children
that matters.
By the way, they won't remember all this, but what you've left.
If you don't do it that way, 1 year after your death, they will sell what you left.
That's what we've seen, and your legacy goes like that.
Exactly.
Everything you toiled for, I think I've seen that.
So be careful with what you left in
your children
than what you left for
your children.
What they're interested in is not the best school, the huge sums of money, the cars. No. This conversation, Doreen, you and I will know that everything that have shaped you is the conversation between you and your mother.
True. Very true.
Even your father.
Yeah.
Those words are still echoing in your mind. If you are about to be stupid, you remember. So
what my mom said,
my mom, the sound is still echoing in your mental faculties.
Yeah.
Now, what do you talk to your children? This is the question I normally ask parents when I'm meeting them. Are your children your friends?
How often do you talk to them?
If they are not, somebody took over way back.
Someone is talking to them. True.
And now the problem is, what are they sharing? Abana bano tebanfaanana katakufaanana kusange. Tebampuliriza.
You don't even monitor what is on their gadgets.
Kati akufaanane akusangewa. Because akusangewa. Or have we inculcated those traits in him? See, Saga, recently, I think it's yesterday, I was on one of the radio stations, and then this is the narrative you corporates are saying. I don't want my children to suffer.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's the narrative. We don't want them to suffer.
I don't want to go
the way
what I went through. But it's what you went through that shaped you.
We forget that
I drive my children to school myself because my system was framed in a way that I wake up at 5 to go and milk cows by my parents.
So along the way you're bonding with your children.
Yes.
They're talking to you that daddy this happened, daddy this one abused me, daddy this
Like yesterday there was a funny scenario at home. So I don't want to engage them when their mother is around because for her she's the opposite of me.
I understand.
She's radical, I'm liberal.
Yeah.
You know? So when they can't having a conversation, and my girl told me, but I called mommy 2 times and she couldn't pick. When I tried your phone, it couldn't go through. So now I get her effort. She tried to reach us, but none of us could. But for her, she did not.
She didn't pick. So she was wondering and frustrated at the
same
time.
How could this happen? Why didn't you call us? You get it? So now the conversation we had in the car today was that, you see, this is what happened. And I understood this. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But again, you had a role to play once you're at home. You should do this. You say, okay, daddy, next time it will not happen again.
Okay.
That was the conversation in the car to school.
Yeah, I get it.
So that time is very crucial with your children.
Very crucial.
I drop them to school, then they come back with vans.
That's nice.
But I ensure that there is that conversation that we might have.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hopefully parents will take a leap. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So as we about to wind up about the political bit, now why are you getting into politics
Oh,
now?
yes.
Because I
Now.
saw you showed me your post. I'm
Yes,
like,
I'm joining partisan politics.
partisan politics.
Partisan politics. That is.
Dr. NABOTH is a man of all seasons. Actually, you're lazy because you want to be lazy. No, trust me. Politics.
Now,
Until 2031.
I'm a person who looks at every challenge with a solution.
Nice.
A lot of problems that are affecting persons with disabilities in Uganda are leadership related.
Yeah, true.
Leadership related.
Related.
We have one of the best laws. The Constitution, almost the whole chapter, talks about, chapter 4, talks about rights of the minorities, persons with disabilities.
But people don't know their rights.
Exactly. Even you people
Even
who are
us,
not aware.
We don't know. We know a few.
We have an act of parliament called 2020 PWDs Act. It speaks about everything.
PWDs.
Everything about marriage, family, socialization, but they don't know.
Okay.
So all the problems that are affecting persons with disabilities are leadership challenge, related.
Related,
So
yeah.
some of us were coming up and say, look, yes, I am comfortable and I can be comfortable.
Okay.
But there are millions that are not. For your information, it is now 12.7% of the 45 million that are persons with disabilities.
12.7% out of 45. That's
Yes.
how many?
It's close to 6 million.
Exactly, that's a big number. What?
Yes, they are persons with disabilities in Uganda.
In Uganda, that's
So
a big number.
they need leadership with the
They do.
capacity to articulate issues. You know me now.
I
I'm
know.
Dr. NABOTH.
Oh yeah.
So
He's gone to turn things around.
on matters concerning us,
The disabilities.
I have grown up with it. I've lived with it. I am still living with it.
You know the challenges, you know the stigma
Everything
they
involved,
face,
everything.
you know the isolation they face out there.
Everything.
You talked about the job thing. Do you know they
I
can,
know.
they can decide to hire me, yet I literally know nothing. And they
leave a person who
ditch
is...
Dr. NABOTH. Come Dr. NABOTH.
That was one of my
It's a
challenges
brain.
actually that pushed me to study hard.
So basically you're going to be their voice. I
Yeah.
love that. You're going to be their voice.
Yes, and it's way back in 2003 after my graduation. I go for interviews. They selected 52, then selected 4. I'm among them. Selected 1. I'm the best. So they give me a job. We were hired by Ernst & Young. We were interviewed by Ernst & Young. So now I was sent to a company to pick my appointment later. And those guys could not give it to me. He said, are you the one? I say, yes. So they had to make a meeting. He said, no, you know, they came up with now. You know what, NABOTH, your office will be upstairs. It will be disturbing you. So once an opportunity arises, again, we'll give you. They didn't give you the job. Then it's when I made a decision that I'm going to build my profile. It will be you to call me. And indeed,
They did.
now it's you to call me.
Right?
It's you.
Exactly.
Did I come to you?
Oh no, I looked for him. Now.
Thank you.
And I have his number. I'm still having it. I have to keep it.
So those are
Because I need him.
those are some of the challenges we have that we need to fight them that way.
And by the way, you're right. And they have this low self-esteem. Yet most of those people are very able.
Very
Like,
able.
yeah, like this. They
But
say
the society we are in has framed it in a way that if you're not careful, you can easily conform to the society setup. So you have to come up and say, look, this is not me.
This is not me.
You will say, Dr. NABOTH, you can't do this. Give me 2 reasons, I will give you 10 reasons why I can do it.
Wow.
Because I mean, what can't I do?
What can't I do?
I mean, I can do it.
Definitely.
Like normally, in a joking way, I tell people that, look, if you hire a person with disability, you stand an advantage of utilizing that person fully. Kubanga tajja kuva mu ntebe ntatambula genda. Ajja kutuula mu ntebe akole onaku lulamba.
Okay, Okay, so campaigns have started. Campaigns are
Yeah,
going to
campaigns
start.
have started.
So you're gonna be going every weekend. Because those
Actually
people,
every
the
day.
good thing they know you. You go there
No.
every day.
I'm traveling the whole country.
Ah, oh yeah. I remember
It's
that.
national.
That's
It's
what it is,
national. So you have to be voted at the party level. You are voted by 5 people from each district.
Each district.
Then also after that you go to electoral commission. Again you will be voted by 7 people from each district. So you have to meet them. So that's why I was telling you I'm driving the whole country.
Drive the whole country, which is
I'm done with a big chunk of Western region. I have started with East. After East, I will go to North. From North, then I go to Central.
But
So I have started my campaigns. Vote me. I'm the right candidate.
Trust me, you
I'm the right candidate. The whole country.
The whole country, guys, but regular sport. And I good thing, but me, I believe in you like 100 times, like a million times.
Yes.
And I know. So as we wrap up, Doctor.
Yes.
Your advice to the people, and especially the youth or those people that are into the dating world, would you advise them to get into this dating thing when they're already established? Should they just first establish themselves and then think about the things of settling down? Because now these days dating is weird. The Gen Zs, so they call themselves.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Let me take it to the level of marriage.
Okay.
It's not an achievement. I have said it before. Quote me.
A relationship is not an achievement.
Marriage.
Marriage is not.
Relationship and marriage, they are not achievements. They are added responsibilities.
Okay.
Now the question is, have you prepared yourself for those responsibilities? If you are not, don't.
I love that. Marriage is not an achievement.
It's not.
People think it is.
No, it's
then
not.
they step on you. They're like,
No,
and then
no,
those are the
no.
ones that stay there for a
No.
few months or years, and they're like, guys,
No. It's an added obligation.
Before you have a child, are you ready?
We
to take
receive
care of
these
the
calls.
child.
We receive these calls. A person calls, you know what? My wife is in the hospital. The bill is a bit.
I don't have money. Yeah.
Deep in my heart, this is the question I have. When you slept with that woman,
What were you thinking?
what was in your mind? That you will not get pregnant? That is question number 1. Pregnancy is not a one-day thing. It's 9 months. So, in the 9 months,
What were you doing?
what was in your mind?
True.
You get it? Oh yes, there are challenges related to our income.
Yes.
But you can, so that's why I was telling you, are you ready for the obligations?
Obligation. I love that.
You bring somebody's daughter to suffer?
That's what I keep telling people, they argue. So
No.
relationship,
No.
marriage, not an achievement.
No, it's
an
not.
Obligation.
It's an obligation. It's a responsibility added to you.
Responsibility.
So my advice to you, if you're not ready, don't take somebody's daughter.
Amen. Thank you.
If you are ready, take it up.
Proceed.
How ready are you? Ensure that you can meet the basics of two of you.
Yeah.
It's not, marriage is not just getting somebody's daughter and put her on the bed and you know those things. No,
And then she gets pregnant and
no,
then
no. There are other responsibilities.
Yes.
Make sure she's cared of,
Yes.
cared for. She's going to produce children, are taken care of, and you have a happy family.
Very true.
So if you're not ready,
Please don't date someone's
Zip.
daughter. Zip up or use or condomize. Use a condom.
yeah.
Hey.
So
thank you,
don't
doctor.
relax now.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Welcome.
I've had a very insightful conversation with you. I've learned a lot, actually. Please vote him.
Thank
come.
you. Thank you. Tick, Dr. Naboth.
Dr. Naboth. Thank you so much, guys.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye.